welcome back to another English online session. Today, I'm going to give you a recap of the second chapter. It includes two lessons. The first one is his first flight, and the second one is the black aeroplane. These chapters you have already learned. Today, I am going to give you a brief outline of this chapter that will help you to revise these chapters. His first flight, the story by Liam O Flaherty, is an account of a young bird that is afraid to fly for the first time. He believes that his wings would not support him, despite his younger siblings flying fearlessly with much shorter wings. He could not gather the courage to do the same. He was punished to stay hungry if he did not try. Thus, it was his mother that compelled him to fly by using food as a trap. The lesson reflects how one hesitates to take the first step and that fear is all in the mind. One should trust one's abilities because the fear of suffering is worse than suffering itself. So, this is the message conveyed in this lesson. In this story, it is about a young seagull. The seagull is afraid to fly. All his younger siblings, despite their much shorter wings, flew fearlessly, while he could not gather the courage to trust his own wings. So he is finding it too difficult to fly. The young seagull became sad when he saw his parents preferring his younger siblings in the art of flying. His parents scold and taunt him for not even trying. They even call him a coward. They tell him a lot to at least try and also threaten him to leave him alone and hungry if he does not. The following day, he is left in isolation, and upon feeling hungry, he tries to seek the attention of his family members. So, we understood that even though the seagull has the ability to fly, it is afraid of the height and also hesitant to fly. It doesn't have trust on his own wings. So he was put in a very difficult situation. Now, at last, he was trying to uh, seek the attention of the parents. They are busy with training his siblings to fly. Now, only his mother, who is withering a fish in an attempt to eat it, notices his son. The young seagull cries out of starvation, hoping his mother would help. On seeing his effort, mother come to him with the fish. He gets excited, but on noticing that his mother stopped midway, he gets maddened out of hunger and takes a dive at the fish, forgetting for a moment that he is afraid to fly. Finally, he took his first flight. All the family members celebrate his victory by cheering and dancing around him. He also attempts at floating in the sea that he was once afraid of. Thus, he overcomes fear and realizes that it is all in the mind. So, here very briefly outlined that how his mother put her effort to make him fly. So she just elude him, showing the uh, fish and made him fly, and the whole family celebrated his victory. This is the brief outline of the chapter. his first flight. Now, the second lesson is the Black Aeroplane. The lesson Black Aeroplane by Frederick Forsyth reflects on how one's judgment gets distorted due to fantasizing and how it creates problems. In this chapter, the narrator is a pilot who is so eager to meet his family and have a good breakfast that he takes the wrong decision of facing the storm instead of doing the right thing. Miraculously, he somehow managed to escape with the help of a mysterious aeroplane. So here the narrator is facing a delusional condition, and till the chapter ends, nobody knew that whether there was a aeroplane or not, or it is the illusion of the pilot. So he has to take a decision and go back to the place where he was staying, and he can travel on the next day, but he decided to face the storm and reach his home. But in on the way he faced a lot of problems, and somehow he just managed to reach the nearby airport. This was a strange experience, a mysterious incident narrated in this story. Let's see the brief summary of this lesson. As I said in the introduction part, the story Black Aeroplane is about a pilot who feels happy and contented to fly over a city that is sleeping. So at night he was traveling. He is flying from Paris to London. While taking his first flight, he dreams about the long holiday with his family. He also fantasizes about the scrumptious breakfast he would have upon landing. As soon as he crosses Paris, he gets a look of the dark clouds that were a sign of the upcoming storm. The right decision would have been to turn back to Paris for the sake of safety. So he just decided to reach his home in London from Paris. He was started very smoothly, but in between he faced the storm, the sign of storm, the dark clouds. But he didn't take it seriously. He just continued his journey that put him in trouble. Those things are explained very detailedly in the lesson. And what are the things he has done after that? He was being overshadowed by his dreams and not wanting to delay them. He risks the life and heads straight into the storm. Everything gets dark. He is unable to see. All his direction instruments stopped functioning, and he lost control of the plane. When all hope was lost, he saw another plane whose pilot was more than willing to rescue them. The author was panicking as there was very less amount of fuel left. The anonymous pilot guided them off the storm and disappeared as soon as they saw light. Upon landing, when he asked the lady in the control room about the other pilot, he is left in shock when she says that his was the only plane in the sky. So after that, he just tried to escape from the storm. All the instruments that went uh, useless and become compliant. And then he, as a hope, ray of hope, he found another pilot. He showed the way, and somehow before the fuel ends, he just landed in one of the airports. Immediately he went to the control room and asked, because after that he didn't see the pilot, the other pilot. So he just went to the control room and asked about the other pilot. But the thing the lady from the control room said shocked him, because she said there was no other plane was flying by the time his plane was the only plane they have seen. This is the brief outline of these two lessons. Now go through the text thoroughly. Don't forget to have a dictionary while reading. You will get a detailed idea of these two lessons. See you in the next class. Bye.